Hey everybody, Whitney with Girl Friday Crafts. How are you? I was all ready to go and everything was fine, and then we had a little bit of a technical glitch, and then I almost spilled my Diet Coke all over my desk. Uh, so that would not have been fun. Okay, I can see me in the group, so that is good. This says my mic is working, so I never trust this stuff. I go live all the time, and I never trust this stuff. So how is everybody doing? Happy Saturday. I hope you all have been having fun. Hi, Pamela. Um, I saw your comment earlier. I feel like it's all my fault. Hey, Brian. Um, so I hope everybody's been having fun. I've been watching all day. Some super cute stuff. I have carts open and all of all of the things for later. So I'm going to get started because I have a couple of things I want to tell you about, and then we'll get working on the project. You all know that I could sit here and talk for half an hour, and we would never get started on the project. I don't want to do that. So because I'm not doing a chalk couture project today, I want to highlight just a couple of things before I get started. Yesterday was our latest Snoopy, really Snoopy, Peanuts release. Wisconsin, South Carolina. I hope it's cooler in Wisconsin than it is here right now in central Illinois, and I doubt that's true in South Carolina. We are under another heat advisory, and I'm not happy about it. We had our holiday home and Peanuts release. So here is a little flyer that has all of the different Peanuts things on it. We have several different ones. I think I posted this. If not, I will. And then we have our holiday home lookbook. I'm in a tennis match. That's funny. Hey, Laura Lee. I have our holiday home lookbook that I will also share later. The thing I wanted to say about these two releases the most, cooler than it has been, only 92. Ooh, only 92. Hi there. Is the kit still available? It showed no. Yes, it is, Renee. That's weird. Okay, I will look at that on my end. I wonder if I didn't reload inventory. That might have been a problem. But yes, I'm going to make a note. But yes, I do still have them available. And if I can't figure it out, we'll troubleshoot it together. Oh, thank you. The chalk releases, there will be no restocks. So either the Peanuts or the holiday home. So if there is something that you like in either of those releases, make sure you grab it because they're not going to restock. Restocks are taking longer. So a lot of times by the time they try to restock something holiday, the season for creating has passed and there's really not the demand. So they let us know early they are not restocking any of this Peanuts release or any of the holiday home release. The other thing I want to make sure you all know about is our perks promotion for August. I know some of you know what it is because some of you are my perks members. It's a discount shopping program. It's normally $20 a month. You get $20 back in product credit, and you shop at a 30% discount all the time. Enrollment in August is $10. You still get your $20 credit, and you still get your 30% discount. So if you're eyeing some things in that release, in either one, that's definitely something to consider. Yeah, there's some awesome stuff. There's some awesome stuff in there. I was sitting here at 10 o'clock yesterday in front of my computer to make sure. Nothing sold out yesterday except one thing that was only available to designers. So I think everything is in good stock. I do have a couple of giveaways as usual. So I will be giving away one of today's kits. And then I will be giving away a surprise box of some craft supplies, some papers, some brads, some stickers, probably a few other things that I decide to throw in there. I think surprise box. I like mystery boxes. I think they're super fun. And then I will be giving away one A-size Peanuts transfer from the Peanuts release. So be active in the comments. I'll do the spinning thing after we're done. And I think that's everything. So I'm gonna get to why we're here. We're gonna take my view to this, which is my screen. Hello, everybody. Yes, I mean, I'm a little partial to the Parks program, Nikki. And oh, thank you. I like giving stuff away. I think it's a great deal. Designers get 40% off. So, I mean, you're getting pretty close to the designer discount. And there's also promos that only Perks members and designers get. There's actually one going on right now. So it is a good deal, especially if you're a high volume chalk buyer. Yeah, I love mystery boxes. I'm a sucker for them. Okay, just looking at comments to make sure I've got everybody. Hi. Oh, from Texas. It's got to be toasty in Texas right now. All right, so for our project today, I am doing a kit from my new Paper Craft Socials line. So this is available on my website. Let me make my lighting better here. Oh, well, that's why it's so bad. I never turned this one on. There we go. Okay, that's better. So if you go to my website, it's girlfridaycrafts.com, and then there's a banner up at the top that says Paper Craft Socials. You'll find this kit and a few other ones that I have. I actually have new ones that I need to load on there. But this is a 3D folio card. I realized this morning I do not actually have the sample because it is sitting at my vendor space because I am teaching this in an in-person class. And I took it up there intending to make a second one and then never did. So, but if you watched the promo video, you saw it. And if you did not, then you're going to be surprised today. Hey, Kim. So with the kit, you got all of your design elements. You got a sheet of just these solid color tags. You got some brads. You got some ribbon. I am now obsessed with this organza ribbon. You've got some little metal tags. You got some gold paper clips, and you got some stickers, which I have not pulled out for myself yet. So if we get there, I will pull them out. Now I have cut everything except for Clarabelle herself because you all didn't want to watch me cut. That's just boring. I'm going to pull everything out of here. You also have, this is in the kit, but you have 2 sheets of just patterned paper. We're not going to do anything with these. These are here for you to do with as you please. So you can use these for your inside or outside cover if you wanted. We'll talk about that when we get there. You can also actually use these to make an envelope for the card. We'll talk about that too. I'm going to separate all of my little embellishments from what we actually need right now. There's also way more embellishments in these kits than you could possibly fit on all the pages. That's intentional. Hey, Valerie. Hey, Carolyn. Hi, Debbie. I know, right? These are so cute. So you have lots of design options, but then you have stuff to use to put on a card. Hey, Pat. Or use in your junk journaling if you're a junk journaler, or your scrapbooking or anything like that. So you have all kinds of different options for that. So we're going to start with Clarabelle. And because she is 3D, you have the peanuts stencils are so cute. I still haven't had a chance to try the two that I ordered. You know, I can actually relate to that. Totally feel you there, actually. You have her, you have 2 pieces of her, 4 pieces of her. Yes, the extra paper, we've had multiple people use the extra paper to make an envelope. So when you cut her out of the kit, you just want to cut, let me show you what they look like on the page. That'll be easier. This is why I made sure I had a completely put together kit. There's a trick to putting her together so that when you cut her out, everything is lined up. So you can, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I just moved my camera. Okay, I think we're still okay. Lucky I didn't knock it off the thing. So when you cut her out, everything is lined up and you're not trying to line it up. Isn't she adorable? I love her so much. So on the pages, she looks like this. So when you cut her out initially, you know, you're cut her off the page, but then you're just going to cut along these straight edges. Now on these 2, you want to keep your tabs. We need those. But you're just going to cut her out along these straight edges so that when you're done cutting her, she looks like this, right? So she comes together like that here, and this kind of comes together like that there, okay? So we're going to cut a little bit along the bottom. Let me get somebody earlier used Cutter Bee. I love these as fussy cut scissors. We're going to cut her just a little bit along the bottom here. And this is just going to be kind of a lining up point. Not anything too fancy or too detailed. I've got my inks out because that helps once you fussy cut if you're not completely happy with how close you got to the edge. That's what your inks are for, or markers. I've got some markers out to you. I'm just going to cut off a little bit here. We will cut that better later. Going to turn her into a Christmas cow. Oh my gosh, that is going to be so cute. You're going to have to send me a picture of that so I can share it with the designer. She'll love that. She'll absolutely love that. Okay, so we got that done. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take and figure out which piece goes with which. So this piece goes here. And we are going to I have to look at my notes. I've messed this up before, so now I'm nervous. We're going to line her up like this. So that's why I cut her out at the bottom. Is that right? Yeah, she's right. Okay, I need to cut this a little more at the bottom. I know, right? They're so cute. Trim her up a little bit more here. Let me line this up. There we go. Okay. So you see how I cut her out of the bottom? Not all the way, but just a little bit. And I'm just kind of lining her up like that and using that to guide me here a little. Because what's going to happen is this is going to fold over and we're going to use some paper on the inside. Am I doing this right? Sorry, y'all. I'm like in my head about this now. All of a sudden. Glue cow pieces. Do not glue tabs. Right. No, this is right. She's right. Okay. So let me score this. That will help me too. Where's my? Where is my? Oh, y'all. That's not good. Where's my phone folder? Ah! Oh, there it is. Woo-wee! I got scared for a minute there. I'm gonna actually cut this too. I get nervous because I've messed her up before. Alright, so we're going to use my bone folder. And I'm going to score that a little bit. This will help. Yeah, so actually there is another tutorial. And then I'm also going to edit the recording from this one. So you'll kind of have two different options. There we go. Now she'll learn that better. So then we're going to, and thank you, I appreciate it. I'm going to tuck her in there like that. So that's how that will help you line her up as well once you have that folded. And it's funny, I was watching earlier, everybody was talking about a scoring board, and I have been doing enough of this lately that that's going to be a purchase in the near future. So we're going to use my glue stick. I have been using Tombow lately because I get a little heavy-handed with the liquid glue. And I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on that tab because we need that tab to stay down. And we're going to line her up in here. Fold that like that. That does not look right. No, see, that's what I messed up the last time. Don't glue the tab. Don't glue the tab. Don't glue the tab. Don't glue the tab. That's what I did the last time. I even have it written on my notes. Don't glue the tab. Okay. Do as I say, not as I do. That's okay. All good. That glue will come off and she's going to be fine. All right. So we're going to let that one dry. I'm so used to gluing the tabs down. I just found this event today, so I have no materials, but I'm loving the project. This is a physical kit that gets mailed out. America, I do still have some available. I'm not sure. Renee said she tried to order one and it said no shipping information. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I will have to go on my website when we're done here and see what's going on with that, because it should be fine. I feel like maybe I did not update the inventory after some folks had ordered. But they also made some changes, rolled out some new features on my web hosting platform. So I'm wondering if there was something that I was supposed to go in and do. Yes, a Christmas cow would be so cute. Yeah, it was funny. I was watching Karen earlier, and I was watching Tanya earlier, and she got distracted talking, and had to redo something, and that's exactly what happened to me when I did this before, and I was like, that's going to happen today, and it did. Yeah, I'm going to have to say something to Serena about a Christmas cow. Because we also have a bucket list journal that uses Clarabelle as well. So now we've got this other one. And then, so this should be good and dry. So now, because we have her glued together, now we can cut. And then you're not completely worried about everything lining up. Because you have both sides together. Fussy cut her. This was the only part that I wanted to not have cut out first, because I wanted to show you all. Well, I wanted to show you all what not to do. I really did all that on purpose. So one of the things that I want to start having in these kits is handwritten instructions, as well as like just written out instructions, as well as the video tutorial, just, you know, to accommodate different learning styles and things like that. But I feel like for me, I have to be careful, because I even wrote stuff out this morning on this one and I still did it wrong. That's okay. Because you know what? This time I caught it. The last time when I realized I did it, I had to take my bone folder and slide it under that tab to get the glue to separate. Now, fortunately, you cover all of that with other paper. Yeah, it should. I mean, really, it should be okay. I think that this just makes it a little bit easier on the lining it up part. It's not like you can't put it together if you cut all 4 of her out already. It's just just one of those little hacks. Cut this one out. A little rough on that there. It's not enough because we're going to ink it, so it doesn't matter. Down just a little bit. I'm going to cut this side out. This one is pretty easy. Just a few steps really to get the bones put together on her. And then it's all about the decorating and embellishing. So I wanted to get it in as a pinned comment, and that's what I was trying to do when Facebook crashed on me. I am starting a membership with this particular product line. Could have used a heat gun. Yes, I could have. I didn't have my heat gun with me at the time. I had taken this to work on while I was waiting for something, and so I didn't have my heat gun. But yes, I could have absolutely done that. It came apart. I figured it out pretty quickly, so the glue hadn't dried all the way, so it came apart pretty easily. But I am starting a membership for this particular product line. It's called Girl Fridays Creative Collective. I am hoping to launch September 1st. I have most everything figured out, still got a couple of little details, and then I need to figure out the tech side on my website. So it'll be a monthly subscription. You'll get a kit every month with all of the supplies, like you did if you ordered the kit for the class. You'll have your detail elements. You'll have your embellishments. I continue to make lists of embellishments. I know, isn't it cute? I continue to make lists of embellishments, things that I want to think about, things that I want to add to kits going forward. You'll have the video tutorial. There will be a optional monthly Zoom to come together and just craft together. You'll get a discount on other kits that will be available. So I don't have the link to sign up for more information, but it's a pop-up on my website. So if you go to my website, that should pop up. And when I am rolling everything out, you will get an email that will let you know that everything is available to sign up and what all the details are. And you can email me if you have questions and that sort of thing. So I'm kind of excited. It's a big venture for me. I have thought about a membership on a couple of different platforms before, and this just sort of presented itself, and I was like, well, do I feel completely ready to do it? I do not. Am I going to do it anyway? Yep, I am. Oh, that's great, Laura Lee. So yeah, I'll send a link out after everybody's done today. And you can sign up to get all of the information when it goes live. If the tech stuff is not ready by September 1st, it'll be September 15th at the latest. Do you have any idea of price yet? Probably around $35 a month is what I'm thinking. I'm trying to decide, and I'm getting some input from some people who expressed interest early on a price point and, free shipping or, set flat rate shipping, that sort of thing. I'm trying to look at what the average kits are. Oh yeah, the back of the cow. So here's what the back of the cow looks like now. So you have these two tabs sticking up, but you can see the back of the part. Challenge yourself. You can do it. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. So yeah, so this is what the front will look like. And this is what the back looks like. And we're going to ink her real quick. Obviously, and the inking is completely optional. You can use marker if you don't have ink. And I have a variety of colors that we'll be incorporating into her. The really funny thing, and if you, you'll see it in YouTube videos where I've done a couple of these projects, I forget to ink stuff. So I'll be putting, a folder down or something like that on the page and then realize that I completely forgot to ink it. So I'm trying to remember today to do that ahead of time. I could have done that this morning on all of the embellishments that I cut out, but I was sitting on the couch watching TV with the dog in my lap, and I hadn't pulled out my inks, and I just didn't feel like making him get up. He was comfortable. You know how that is. It's all about what the dog wants. This is Tim Holtz Distress Scorched Timber. So it's a dark brown, kind of about the same as the a little bit darker than Vintage Photo. I think there's something walnut that this actually, what this reminds me of. And then I want to show you all before I am done. I need to set myself a little timer here. Thank you to everybody who answered. So Penny, you get a video tutorial with the kit. I am working on adding written instructions because I prefer both. So I'm working on that. The kits for the class did not have the written instructions. because I knew you were going to be here in the class. When I get some written up, I will send those out. And then thank you to everybody who did the poll for the next class, because the next class will be another one of these kits, and I'll show you all what that's going to be. And I will have written instructions with that one. All right, so here's Clarabelle, so we're going to put her aside. And then you have, they look like this in your kit. Let me find the pages. You have 4. There's 4, right? Where'd they go? Yes, you have 4. You have 4 sheets of paper. Oh, my kit pages got all out of order. So in your kit, you have 4 sheets of paper that look like this. Now, these do actually line up. And we'll see if I'm going to take the time to figure out how they line up. But they do, if you really want to be that that specific about them. The one with the tab is the outside, so to speak, and then the one without the tab. So they're slightly different. If you look really closely, you can tell this one has the darker coral with the brown center. These two are a little bit lighter in the colors. And this lines up where there is, there it is. So right here, there is, actually it looks, to me it looks like a eucalyptus branch. And there's a little one right there. That's where those line up. So we are going to fold these in half. This is just going to fold in the tab there. I'm going to ink these real quick. And again, if you don't have inks, markers will work just fine. Inking is optional. If you don't have the little dauber, you can just use the ink pad. That's fine too. Yeah, so that's folded. And then this other one we're going to take and fold in half. The folding is just to make it a little bit easier. I know, aren't they beautiful? Whenever I have anything that has to be folded or anything like that, I always try to do that before I glue anything. Because at least then you have a start. And then when you are folding it once it's glued, you're not, I don't know how to explain it. You're not, chalk ink pads are great too. Yes, yes. You're not forcing it quite as much, I guess. The best way to explain it. Okay, so now you're going to glue these together. And again, they line up. If you don't care, then don't worry about it. But if you do want them lined up, you have on the part with the tab, this little, again, I think it looks like a eucalyptus branch. And then that continues on to this other page right there. So then you're going to take your adhesive, whatever adhesive you prefer, and you're going to line that up. And you're going to So, fold everything. Okay. So now, here's what it looks like on the pattern side. And so now you're going to attach Clarabelle to the outside edges. So she's going to kind of look like that. So now we glue the tabs on Clarabelle. I like inking die cuts. I think that makes them stand out more. Yes, I agree. And I'm trying to force myself to use different colors, so we'll do that on some of these. My go-to is like vintage photo or the scorched timber. But on these, I'm trying to do some different colors. So on her, we're going to use some pink. I really wish I could find a sage green. I need to look for a sage green because she's got some sage green in her. And that's why I got the sage green ribbon. Put her like that. And then see when you can open her up and you've got her right here. And you can take a marker or something like that. So I have this, we're going to do this on her nose, but I can take this metallic marker and I can just kind of color in, where you can see that white so you can't see it. Just a little detail if you're gifting this or something like that. Yeah, I like the look. I agree. I think it makes the die cuts pop. It gives you opportunity to add different colors, play around with things, especially if you're layering tags and things like that. If you use different color inks on each layer, it makes them stand out. Ooh. Okay. Maybe. I'm not just gonna just wait. Okay. All right. So that's the outside of her, and then you take these, and we're gonna glue them inside, and they cover the tabs, and these line up as well. And figure out where. I think it's right. Yeah, it's right there. So down here, you have these little pink. They almost look like berries, and there's leaves that cut off on the outer edge on the left side, and then they carry over into the outer edge on the right side. And so we're going to fold these this way just to make it a little bit easier. For everything to fold right once it's glued down. If you don't have a bone folder, a paintbrush, the handle on a paintbrush will work. A metal ruler will work. You can also use a metal ruler, as mentioned earlier. You can use a metal ruler for storing. You can use the edge of your table. If you don't have a scoring board. My paper cutter actually does not have score lines in it. So I just use my bone folder. I cannot say that word. On the edge there. And I forgot to, as you all saw, I forgot to ink that. So I'll ink it once it gets glued down. And so then it's a little bit easier to fold because I already folded that piece of paper. And I'm going to put the glue on this part this time. this up. That. Now I kind of messed up my line there, so I will go around with my scissors and kind of trim that up. I'm not going to worry about it right this second. But here she is. I mean, this is the bones of her. And everything else is detail and embellishment. So you've got multiple pockets. We've got little folders. We've got little tags. I'm going to show you all how to make a hidden pocket out of that. More tags. And so the reason for what I did with them. The reason I added the sheet of solid color, there we go, tags in here was so that if you wanted to layer, so if you wanted to, now these are for the smaller ones. So these are for the smaller ones. If you wanted to put something on top of this and add another embellishment on top of it, you could do that. There's a couple of small ones in here that you could actually put the decorative tag on top of the solid color tag and layer them that way. So again, this was just something I put in there as an added option. We have these little pockets. So I'm going to show you how to do this one real quick. So I'm going to score. Here. And fold it. She is so cute. I know, she's one of my favorites. I want to do the, I want to make the bucket journal with her. And I need to get that on my website because that's not on my website yet. But she is adorable. There is a super cute, I'll get that, I'll try and get that posted this weekend. There's a super cute, it's another 3D folio card like that. But it's a kind of a back to school theme, and there's multiple cover options. So there's a school bus, there's a backpack, I forget what else there's like 3 or 4 different cover options for that. So you can just sort of choose which one you want to make. And then fold that over far enough. Pull this over real quick. I could just trim it too. Okay. So this is what it looks like when you cut it out. This part right here gets glued to, why do they call it a bone folder? That is a good question. I do not know. I'm guessing because at some point these might have actually been made out of bone. Because I'm guessing that this didn't necessarily, something like this didn't necessarily start out as a crafting tool. But that is a good question. And if nobody in the chat knows, I will look that up. This part gets glued down to your card. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take, and this is where adhesive glue might be a little bit better because you can be a little bit more precise either with your zip dry Oh yeah, Jody, that would be so cute. I will get that posted this evening, and I will let you guys know when that's posted because it's adorable and it follows this same. We have essentially like 4 different styles of journals, and once you know how to do that particular style, it's just the different designs. Um, so it's a folio card. They used to be made out of animal bone, right? Isn't that great? Now, Kim, do you know, were those used for something else originally and then just sort of co-opted for crafting? Um, oh, this is all kinds of crooked. So you have the little tabs on there, and you glue those down and fold it over, and so you make your little pocket. Um, and this is just going to have to get trimmed because there's no fixing that any other way. So I'm going to trim this up a little bit. And then this closes down like that, so that's a little messed up, but that's all right. We can fix it. Used to be made out of cow or deer bone. Yes, folds are important. Used in bookbinding. Oh, that's interesting. Made of cow or deer bone for origami or leather folding. That is very interesting. Now, if you get that creased well enough, you don't necessarily need a closure on this. But if you want a closure on it, you could use just some adhesive dots. Or what I'm going to do with this one is, and I actually should have punched the hole in this before I glued it, but I might be able to do this without messing it up too bad. Is I'm going to use, I have this little skinny, it's not quite a crocodile. Punch a hole there, and then probably right about there. It's not going to be lined up perfect. I could have punched the hole all the way through and put it lined up. And then I'm going to take some twine. You've had the same one for over 40 years. You know, it's funny because I bought some. Yes, you can absolutely use Velcro to close it. I bought like a 6-pack of these to use for a class, and they're way thicker than the one that I have, and didn't work for scoring. They were fine for folding, but they didn't work for scoring at all. So I'm on the hunt because I've had this one for, I have 2 of these. I've had it forever. So I'm on the hunt now to find one that is like this, where it's skinny like that, and you can use it for scoring. So you can, use a little ribbon or twine to make your tie closure if you want to. And then these little cards, you have multiple of these, fit down in this particular pocket. So you could stamp a sentiment on there, you could put a note on there, or you could put a little picture on there. Several bone folder shapes. They get dull on the tip. Dress my craft. Ooh, interesting. I'll have to look at that. So you've got that, and then you would take it, and we are going to put some glue on the back. And we are going to put that right there. So you've got that right there. And then you've got all these super cute little embellishments. You've got the hat and the bow. There's a disco ball in here somewhere. Where's the disco ball? I think the disco ball is just too funny. Where'd she go? Okay, well, we're just going to use the hat. And I'm going to ink the hat. put a little glue on this. It's roughly 5 by 7. Let's measure it. Her horns might make her a little bit taller. So actually with her horns, it's about 6.5 tall and about 6 1/4 wide. So a little over 6 by 6. Do these pop out? So you do have to fussy cut everything. I am working on trying to figure out if I can get my print and cut function on my Cameo to work with this. But as of right now, everything does have to be fussy cut. I recommend these Cutter Bee scissors. They are fabulous. So you have two little pockets like the one we just did. And then we have several different styles of folders. So we're going to put this one in here. Is there any coordinating paper? So you have you have a couple of you have a couple of patterned sheets that come with it. Right here. You have a couple of patterned sheets that come with it. Right now, there is no coordinating solid color paper, but that is something that I could look into and get you guys like some information about, hey, this brand with this colors would coordinate well. And that's something for me to think about with kits going forward, because I am very big on coordinating papers as well. So we've got that little folder in there, and I just want you all to see what this organza ribbon looks like. So we're going to punch the hole in that tag. I have 8 minutes. No, I have 7 minutes. I can do it. Because I also want to show you all what next month is going to be. I mean, you'll get the promo video and all that, but I have it handy, so I'm going to show you. We're going to cut the ribbon. So the woman that designed these kits told us about this ribbon. There's a group of us that carry this product line, and she was like, hey. Serena was like, hey, here's this pink organza ribbon that looks really cute with Clarabelle. And so I went online to order it, and it happened to be on sale along with several other colors. Now I'm obsessed with it. So I've got pink, I've got sage, I've got gold, I've got white, I've got black. They make more colors, so we're going to be going back and getting more. Well, I do this every time. My website, it's girlfridaycrafts.com. And, okay, how many times am I going to glue a folder all the way down instead of just gluing it on the edges? I do it all the time. And then for these particular products, if you go to the banner across the top, you'll see it says Paper Craft Socials. And you can see all the kits I have listed, and there will be, this kit is there, and there will be more listed later this evening. So y'all get the point. That's supposed to go all the way down. This is what happens when I'm talking while I try to do this. That's going to go all the way down. But when you fold it over, I would cut that back a little bit. But you've got this pink, this lovely organza ribbon that like just sticks out from the top, and she's just so cute. And then the other thing that you can do that's really super fun if you have metallic markers. The company that sells the ribbon, so I will put that link. I don't know the name of it. I got it off Amazon. That's all right. And in the middle of that page, there's a tab that says recommended supplies. So I will add that. I will add the ribbon to that. If you take a metallic marker and color in her little nose. You can also, I want to try it. I've seen somebody do it with gold flake, which I don't have, but I have deco foil. And I want to try using the deco foil on this. I've only used deco foil with my laminator and my die cutter. I've never tried to do it without adding heat or pressure. But I'm just wondering if I put the gel on here and put the deco foil on here and just let it sit. Yes, Kim, I can do that. Let her sit and kind of let that dry. If I could pull the deco foil off and it would leave it on there. But, that's just with the metallic marker. So Kim, from the print of her face only, yes, we can do that. So that is not quite 6 wide and about 6 tall. Right about 6 tall. I'm trying to see. So everything else in here should be relatively self-explanatory. You've got these little type of pockets that can be, one layered on top of the other. Here's the disco ball. Well, is that not the cutest thing? So one of the things that I was thinking about that would be really cute with these, and I pulled some out, but I don't have time, is to punch a hole in these, take a jump ring. What paper cutter do you use? So to fussy cut, I just use scissors. My trimmer is a Creative Memories trimmer. And then I want to try the print and cut function on my silhouette at some point to see if I can cut these. But to take a jump ring and put a jump ring on here and either add some ribbon and add it to a tag or something like that, so that almost makes like a little dangle. Okay, so that's that. Let me show you all the plan for next month. It's next month, right? We don't skip September. So this is the Twilight Manor mini flip album, memory keeper. We're calling it all kinds of things. We call it basically creative. We just think of it as a creative journal. This has your accordion pages. And then we've got some signatures back here. This has my favorite part of this whole thing is we have little window peaks. Now I messed mine up when I cut the single, but there's little pieces that you can cut those windows open and do that. So this is going to be next month. This is a $40 kit because cover the disco ball in stickles. Oh, Jody. Oh my. Okay. Yep. That's so happening. This is a $40 kit because it's a bit more extensive. It's 17, 18 pages of design elements and things like that. So this is going to be next month. You'll get it in the promo video. It is actually already on my website. And I am done. It is time for me to be finished. Thank you all so much. I love being here with you all every month. It's so much fun. I have some information to post for you all later when everybody is finished, as well as all of my drawings. Stick around. I looked to see who was coming up after me and now completely forget, but stick around. Make sure you refresh and catch everybody. And I will talk to y'all later. Thank you so much. Bye.